No gimmicks, no catchphrase. Welcome to a more calming episode, my friends. As I'm very reflective, I just had an introspection. A deep one. It doesn't take much for me to get into a deep one. So it was brief. But I started thinking of the makings of a warrior. A warrior is typically quiet, strong, away from the crowd, still full. Dangerous but caring. A lot of contradictions, as you might imagine. And it isn't until you put yourself through these many battles that you start to realize the front that we put up for the sake of others, at the detriment of our very own. Excuse me, I dropped my remote. But like I was saying, at the detriment of our very own being, at the detriment of our growth, our personal growth. But I've come to the conclusion that, and I'm big on this, that warriors are contrarians. We sit back, we watch, we observe. And I understand that when I'm in front of this camera, I talk. I do a lot of talking, but I have to. Alright? Some people, you never see my face. Alright? If you listen to this on the podcast, you've never seen my face before. I just can't just let it be silent. And even if you were looking at me, why would I just sit here? My point is that I spend a great deal of my time not speaking at all. If I am, I'm singing, I'm rapping, or sometimes, or I'm just talking to myself, really, because I can't help myself with that sometimes. You spend a lot of time alone, you start talking to yourself, I believe, or it's just something innate within me. But so we're quiet. We're observing the room. Interesting thing. Whether if I'm drunk or I'm sober, and I've been sober for over a month now. I'm just thinking about going to parties, for example. Going to parties is a great atmosphere to watch people put on a show for themselves. Put on a show for others. To try to force themselves to fit into a mold. The interesting thing about parties is you will see people trying to make themselves like a particular song. Find a way to vibe to it even though they wouldn't otherwise do it. They would change the channel or the station, whatever it is, change the song. But they're at the mercy of the DJ. And warriors dance to their own song. So it's interesting to look around at a party and you see people putting on all of these acts. You may see a guy putting on an act to impress women, by acting like he doesn't care or showing that he cares too much, whatever it may be, putting on an act, trying to seal the deal as fast as possible. And a group of women acting like they don't want the men to come over, and even though they really want to, and then when the men do come over, if the drinks haven't kicked in yet, the nervousness of it all, of them, that they have, will take over and push these guys away. Look, this is not about criticism. All I'm saying is that I observe. I observe every situation. Not just myself. The warriors, and I'm an aspirant. I wouldn't say I'm a full-on warrior. But when you push yourself to the deep end, you push yourself to an edge that most people won't go, it really does put you in a reflective state. It really does humble you. It really does leave its marks. I'm talking about being battle tested here. I feel very much battle tested, very much fatigued, pushing myself to exercise, to craft myself, because I have to make myself into a leader unlike any other. Alright? It's no big shock to myself. It shouldn't come as a surprise to any of you. But leaders are hard to come by. And I realized that if I truly wanted to make myself into a leader, I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know. But if I truly wanted to make myself into a leader, I had to be willing to go further than most. And that's why you see me extremely kind of calm, solemn, maybe. It's because I'm tired. Mentally, I'm tired. Physically, I'm tired. Trying to recover. You know, not a lot of you. Some people are noticing that I'm starting to bulk up. My body's requiring so much right now. It's requiring so much sleep and so much food. And my mind is requiring so much information. So I know that when I'm operating under this frequency, that I am growing into who I need to be. Alright? I made a video, I think I made a video on YouTube, I don't know. But it was basically talking about, in fact I did, put on bigger shoes. I'm putting on bigger shoes with the hopes. No hope. With the intention that I will grow into these shoes. Okay? If the shoe fits, get a bigger one is what I said. Is what I like to say also. I'm putting on bigger shoes. I want to be the man. I want to be a legend. I want to be a leader for all of the right reasons. It's also my intention to look back at videos like this and say, you know what, I was on the money. I was on the money. And a lot of you guys may be looking for that one thing. For that one thing that's really going to take you over the top. And maybe it is only one thing that you need. Or maybe you think that it's one thing that you need. But I have found in my own life, as there are multiple ways to get to a destination. Stack these things together. Mix these things together. We call that gumbo. Gathering. Ultimate mastery by optimizations. Gumbo. I had to put that together. I briefly spoke on that before. But when I was trying to explain to someone how I make rapid change, how I make rapid growth, it's by combining a lot of things together. And I just said, like, gumbo. Okay? Nobody likes okra alone. You put it in some gumbo or whatever, you with it. You like it. You know? Like soup. You know what I'm saying? One thing by itself is like, alright. You start mixing them together. They mingle. They mesh together. It's like a party of sorts. All good. Alright? The more, the merrier. And that's what I do. Alright? So, for a lot of you, this may not be your first time hearing this from me, but I mix a lot of things together. Alright? Alright, so, yes, chess, reading, cold showers, exercise, semen retention, intermittent fasting. Not all the time anymore, but because my body's just like, it's craving so much right now that, you know, I have to feed the beast. I have to feed the beast or my day isn't working for me. Alright, so as things start to plateau, then I'll go back to intermittent fasting. But I'm putting a lot on such a little body, for real. I like things that happen fast. I'm a pretty patient guy, but I like for things to happen fast when I know it can. Alright, I like results. I like speed. And the thing is, I move pretty slow. Like, I walk fast, but I get things done pretty slowly, man. Time goes by fast. And I gotta learn how to accept that part of being a warrior, part of the makings of a warrior, is to be present, is to focus, is to live in the present moment, so you don't have to worry about time going by so fast. Let life happen. Be a part of nature. Do not separate yourself from nature. You separate yourself from nature, and I mean, well, it's pretty obvious that you'll be unnatural. Nature is natural. Time isn't. I actually have this theory. I don't know if this fits in it, but you know what? So what? I have this theory that a broken clock is right more than most clocks. And why would I say that? They say a broken clock is right 2 times a day, and the clock in the kitchen, for example, is always wrong. Wow. Because even if you're a millisecond off from whatever clock has the actual time, whatever that may be, whatever man-made thing that may be, if it's a millisecond off from that, it'll never be right. Never. I don't know how that fits in, but I'll try to create something right now. Is that, and a lot of big business, a lot of people in business, they have this notion that if they could be right once or twice a year, that's all it takes. But so many of you people, so many of us, we're trying to catch up to the proverbial clock that we're always off. You know? And we'd be right if we were able to just sit still every once in a while. Just sit, make time to be still, to exist, to be natural. Alright, so let's just pretend all of that made sense. Alright, I told you, man, I'm very battle tested, I'm weary, I'm tired. But I have to do some things. And although a warrior needs to know when it's time to rest, like a day like today, I have to rest today, even though I did a little bit of work and I'll probably do some later. Even though a warrior needs to know, you can't expect for him or her to silence the fight, because you become accustomed to it. That's how you know when you're really on to something. That's how you really know that you are entrenched in battle. Somebody like myself. Alright, my energy depicts that I'm a go-getter. I hit it hard. Boom, 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 boom. All of the stars and planets aside, I'm a Taurus. And we Tauruses, we like to eat, sleep, have sex. Boom. There we go. All that extra labor stuff. We can be hot-headed, but all that extra labor, whatever, that's a part of the rest of our designs. That's a part of the, that's a part of the other 11 houses in your, I don't know, on your natal chart. I'm drawing a blank here, but I'm speaking deeper astrology here. I made a video on natal charts and how important it is. I didn't really go into depth, but if you want to know what I'm speaking on, you just go to astro.com, bring up your natal chart. Remember what time you were born, which is very much important. And if you want an astrology reading, go to sunin12th.com, sunin12th.com, and get yourself a great reading and learn about yourself. But so a great deal of who I am is going against the grain. A great deal of survival and getting to the point of thriving is going against the grain. Alright? Even if all signs tell you to rest, if you are entrenched, like I said, there's going to be a great deal of you that's going to want to hop back into the fight. Like at times where I'm trying to sleep at night and I'm like, oh, I got some more ideas. And if I do not write this down, that's it. I'm probably not going to remember. Alright. And before I wrap this up, I just want to say what a blessing. What a blessing that life has bestowed such adversity upon you. What a blessing to be disgusted by some things, to know exactly what you're disgusted by. What a blessing to wake up in fear, to wake up in worry. You think I'm a crazy person? I'm going to wrap it around. Check it. Because if your mind is able to focus, if your mind is able to direct your focus towards that which is troublesome to you, that which is bothering you, well, that's a prerequisite to resolving to find the solution. I'm reading this book, Tribes, by Seth Godin. And I think the subtitle is We Need You. And one thing that jumped out as I was trying to focus on speed reading, but I can't always take it there. But one thing that jumped out was that leaders lean into their fear. Lean into your fear. Alright? If you didn't fear anything, you wouldn't be as brave as somebody who feared everything but acted in spite of it. That's bravery. That's sweet bravery. How brave do you gotta be to fight for civil rights, to fight for the rights of blacks? You marching where in the belly of the beast, you getting attacked by dogs, water hose, and not obviously not your garden water hose either. I'm talking about fire trucks. Like, how brave do you gotta be? And can't nobody tell me they walk down the street fearless. I would be full of fear. But having fear isn't a bad thing. We as men, we think fear means you're a coward, means you're weak or whatever. No. You're a coward if you back down. Now, obviously, you gotta know when to choose your battles. But you're a coward when you back down. If you back down when you know you should be asserting yourself, you should be applying your warrior-like tactics to the situation. Alright? And that builds up in you. Cowardness builds up inside of a person. Alright? So the moment adversity starts to pop up in your life, you deal with it as soon as possible so it never becomes too big of a beast. Because we try to conquer all of these things around us, but there's a lot to conquer within as well. Alright? And to my man who texted me, I'm not going to put his name out, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of us are dealing with this, and I'm actually going to start putting out videos on depression, probably go live too. But one thing that I was saying, if you're depressed, alright, your depression is going to build up, especially if you don't get around to doing the things you've always wanted to do. So, although depression can be unfair, and I'm going to speak about this, depression can be a very paralyzing thing. It's not going to get any better if you don't lean into it. You got to lean into everything. I mentioned going against the grain. Lean into everything except, going against the grain will make these things smaller. Will make these monsters smaller. Will clear up some space for you to grow, for you to be even more of a warrior, for you to be even more of a master, a beast of your own. Alright, expand yourself mentally. In your meditations, when you're alone and you're having an introspection, you're being very much reflective. You visualize yourself expanding. I don't care what your background is like. Alright? I don't care how people treat you. I don't care how small you are, how scrawny, whatever it is. In fact, the more the better. The skinnier you are, the better. The smaller you are, the better. whatever. It's a lot of room to grow, my friends. I mean, look around. People with even greater odds than yours, than the ones you're facing. They rose. They rose from deeper depths. You know, you think you're the only one who experienced hell? Alright? So I never wanted to be the person to say, hey, look, somebody's got it worse than you. But it's the truth. And I wouldn't say this to you so, you know, you can just forget your problems and say, oh, well, yeah, I guess I should be happy. I don't say these things so you can say that. I do this personally. I take a look at what's going on here, and I say, you know what? Everybody's dealing with some shit. Let me just focus on what I got right here. Let me see how I can build right here. Let me find a way to fall in love with this war. This is what I signed up for. This is what I signed up for. Every decision that I made led me here. Alright? The wasteful decisions led me here. You know, the powerful decisions led me here. Everything mixed together led me to this very point. Whether if I like it or I don't, somewhere in the middle, from this very point, from the very point that you are right now, you can grow. Alright? So a lot of us have actually internalized certain notions of the masses. See, here's the thing that gets a lot of guys our age, because I see that a lot of the viewers are anywhere between 18 and 35, but a lot of guys who are in their late 20s, early 30s, even if you're in your 40s, I don't care how old you are, a lot of us have internalized, oh, damn, I'm too old for that now. Damn. Well, maybe next life, or, you know, I wish I do it. Just do it. Even if you look like a crazy person, even if people mock you, oh, look at this old ass motherfucker thinking he can rap, thinking he can do something, you know, that we're not going to do because we gave up. He need to give up too. No. Alright? If something means something to you, you hold on to it till you die. Alright? Even if you look like the craziest motherfucker in the world, 60, 70 years old, holding on to a dream of being a rapper, do it. Alright? Fortune favors the bold. And warriors, we don't care about the opinions of others. They are going nowhere. And in fact, they will depend on people like us. True warriors. Because true warriors, we don't need to do this. Yeah, we can do it in triumph. Yeah, we can do it to hype ourselves up. But we don't do this to try to give people the image that we are greater than what we are. By being completely honest with ourselves, we open ourselves up to become greater. Alright? And with that being said, I appreciate you all for tuning in to another segment. You know, may your obstacles be the way. Take care, my friends. I wish much blessings on you.